I started in the fire service when I was 18. I was still in high school and took some fire classes and became a volunteer. And then I was a volunteer for like 10 years, and then I got hired full-time here at Arlington, been here for 14 years. So I got about 23, 24 years in.
So here in Snohomish County, the way the 911 system works is that when somebody picks up the phone and dials 911, when something has happened that's beyond their control, they dial 911 and they activate the system. And then based on the information that they tell the dispatcher, it's a criteria-based dispatch system. So there's two levels of emergency medical care. It's BLS, basic life support, which is 2 EMTs, or advanced life support, which is paramedics. So depending the type of call we're dispatched to, we may send a single aid car, or we may send 3 units. We may send a basic life support unit, an advanced life support unit, and an engine company or a ladder truck that's just simply there to provide manpower, because we may need anywhere from 2 to 7 people on a scene, depending what's going on.
The diversity of the calls is, it varies so much from day to day.
We respond, I think, an average of 10 calls per day. I think it's last year we were at around 3,700 calls up for the year. So approximately 10 calls a day, and it can fluctuate to where we get 20 calls, or sometimes as low as 1 or 2.
I've had nights where I have rolled in here, just before 7 o'clock before shift changed, and rolled out of here just before 8 a.m. just cleaning up after the last call, and have never been to bed.
The typical calls that we usually will see can vary from a traumatic accident to a cardiac arrest, to something as simple as grandmother falls on the ground and needs help up.
Our goal is to have someone on scene in 5 to 7 minutes. That initial response plays into the outcome of the patient, and studies have shown that if we can, the faster someone can get field care, and the better that care is, the better the outcome is.
I think the biggest reason to have paramedics is there's a lot of times where we have minutes or seconds to make a difference in someone's life, and we don't have time to transport them up to the hospital. And the paramedics will allow us to get that stuff done in the field, stabilize the patient, and get them up to the hospital where they get definitive care. Why I think it's great here in Arlington is the sense of community. I mean, most of us care what goes on within the city here and outside the city limits. This whole area is our city, and it's Arlington.
Our current emergency medical services levy is due to expire in 2011. The EMS levy provides the funding that supports the fire department to respond to over 3,500 requests for medical assistance each year. It pays for paramedics and EMTs who provide patient care, the equipment and supplies to treat patients, and other patient care related expenses. The Fire District has traditionally presented to the voters a 6-year levy for EMS. Every 6 years, the voters are required to reapprove the Emergency Medical Services Levy. Proposition 1 will establish a permanent property tax to fund 24-hour EMS. Our need for emergency medical response is not going away. In fact, the call rate is increasing. The permanent levy will save the time and expense to renew the levy every 6 years, while continuing to provide an ongoing 24-hour emergency medical service for families and businesses in our community. Please vote yes on Proposition 1. Your vote will sustain the existing Medic One program in our community.